Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Below the Line, the show about how movies are made. Today, I'm with my good friend and co-host, Mr. Zach Houston Scott. And if you don't know me, I'm Andres. How are you, Zach? That was such a bad intro, but hey, we're managing it.
We always do. I'm doing well, man. Special episode of today's topic, a continuation from last week's discussion of the Fantastic Four. Very excited to talk more in depth with you about it.
Well, for a fantastic movie, I guess it requires a fantastic special episode, I suppose.
Probably the last one we'll be doing for a while about these because, going into August, there really isn't too much movies left to discuss.
It seems like for the most part of September, August. Like there's no big movies until October, which is crazy for
Yeah.
like the film industry and the movie theater industry to survive. It makes me
Yeah, and
wonder if some of these summer movies should have been pushed to this early fall season. Like for example, I think if Megan had premiered somewhere in September, it might have been a hit. Same thing with what I know what you did last summer. I don't know. It seems like they were very aggressive in summer, but now they have nothing to show up.
it
Before
depends
we
on
get
the.
to,
Go
oh,
ahead.
go for it. Go
I
for
was
it.
just saying, it depends on the studios releasing. I know Sony didn't have too much really this year in general. Like when 28 years later is your biggest hit, that's kind of not a good sign. And
And that
no, it's,
flopped.
yeah. Well, no, actually, it did well. It made like over 160 million. I
But
know
well,
it
I
did that
guess
summer, bit of a
if
flop.
you shoot on an iPhone, it recoups your budget.
It helps.
It helps. I was
We
gonna
haven't.
ask you, did you had a chance to watch Happy Gilmore too?
Yes. Oh man,
Ugh.
I know it's getting a bit of hate online. I loved it personally. I thought it was a lot of fun. I thought it was different than the original. Like a lot of people accuse Adam Sandler of being lazy, but it recycled some gags, but I like the ending's a little different. The beginning, like how he got to where he is similar but different. I don't know. It was different enough that I was able to be okay with the results.
Makes sense. I mean, I think ultimately, I have not seen it, but I've heard that either people love it or hate it. I was just curious about your thoughts.
To me,
And
this is Adam Sandler's ultimate, the biggest budget one he's had since Little Nicky, where it's just a series of actors
really,
that pop up. Oh yeah, no, there are a couple surprises who pops up in this thing that I was all for. Yeah, they were walk-on cameos, some of them, but hey, what's wrong with that? Especially since Netflix needs to up their game a bit.
I mean, it's like Netflix, if it does well, they don't care about spending money. It seems like that is their bias. Like, if this thing is going to attract new subscribers or keep the ones that we have, pour all the money into it. Yeah, I've heard like there's a lot of cameos. Even dead people make cameos, apparently.
Yeah,
The Disney actor, what's his name?
for which one you're talking about?
The one that was who worked with Jenny or not Jenny. I think they did a movie together. Bryce Cameron or something like that.
Oh,
The,
you're talking about Cameron Boyce?
yeah, he's in the movie, right?
Yeah, there's a clip of Jesse, the show he worked on Disney, which Sandler was also in, if you can believe it. So no, it
Wait,
was a
he
nice
was in
little
that?
nod to him. Yeah, he was. He made a guest appearance in it.
I mean, makes sense.
Yeah, I
When
think
you're
that
Adam
and
Sandler.
bedtime stories are like the only two. No, the Water Boy. The only three things he's ever contributed to Disney: the Water Boy, bedtime stories, and Jesse. So make that
I
as you
don't
will.
even remember bedtime stories. I kind of do, but it's like somewhere in my non-conscious brain, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, it's a kid-friendly Adam Sandler film, like one of his easier ones if you're a fan to get into to watch with the family.
I suppose his '90s film were very kiddie friendly compared to
No,
like
they were
his.
not.
I
Which
mean,
one?
51st Dates is somewhat kid friendly.
2000s, really. I can see the 2000s a little bit more, but 90s, no, that was like The Wedding Singer, the first Happy Gilmore, Billy Madison, Big
The one,
Daddy.
I mean, that's the one he did with the Sprouse brothers, right?
Yeah, Yeah,
I mean, that one is, it's not kiddie, but it's not as hardcore as some of the jokes you have today in some comedy movies. Apparently,
exactly.
the Naked Gun is really good, which is coming out this weekend, and they do come into that hard stereotype. But I don't know. I think it's an interesting movie, which we might discuss, we might not. We'll see
We
this
will.
weekend. I'm really looking forward to the horror one. I'm trying to stay away from reviews or from discussions because I don't want to get spoiled into what's happening together. The Dave Franco and Alison Brie film.
Weapons I put on that list too is starting to get really good reviews. So
Yeah, yeah. But Fantastic Four. It's been a while since we discussed this. We discussed it what, last Friday?
yep, we did last Friday.
Um, so the film, how would you put it? Do you think it underperformed or do you think it performed well in the box office? Seems like Superman is stronger.
Well, that's kind of a bit. I mean, they open so similarly domestically. Internationally is when things get a bit more interesting because Marvel's a more known niche worldwide versus Superman, which is struggling internationally mostly because of how people feel about America right now, I believe. And I think as well, both are going to do well, if the same. Who cares at this point? Who makes more than what? Let's face it, Jurassic World kind of has them both beat because people like dinosaurs, and internationally it did have the head start. But I mean, to me, this is kind of a win for all three. And I mean, it did just surpass Man of Steel domestically. Internationally, again, the Snyder bots are going to be a little bit more hesitant, but you never know.
Well, but James Gunn did confirm that his DCEU or DCU is going to have more than 100 multiverses.
Peacemaker
So,
will reveal more about it, I guess.
in theory, the Snyderverse still somewhat canon to the DCU.
In a sense, yeah.
So, I mean, I'm sure if James Gunn wants to bring like Will Smith back as Deadshot, was he Deadshot? He
Yeah,
probably
he
will.
was that shot.
I mean, he was not a bad casting for that film, but again, he got stuck in a different era of DC. But screw DC. So, did you had a chance to watch FF again?
I'm going actually tonight to watch it again. So everything that's based on what I'm talking about is from when I saw it the first time.
What type of screening?
Just oh 40 or no, not 40X, D-Box, D-Box.
That's the one that the seats move, right?
Yeah, that's the one.
Oh, so it's like 4D, right?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
correct.
I mean, that sounds like it's going to be fun. I
Yeah.
watched it again, and I think overall, my opinion of the film is still pretty much the same. I really, really like it. However, I think back to my criticism that I gave last week was that the film itself, lacks. I mean, I guess I wish this was shown early in the phase 4 or 5 or whatever phase we are at. Those phases seem to be very blurry. And
hmm
who knows, maybe they could have had a second part of the Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
But shall we talk spoilers? This
Yes,
is
we
a
can
whole.
talk spoilers. I can
So,
let
where do
you
you want to start?
1 second actually while we just turning off my camera. For those of who don't know, I never turn on my cameras during these reviews. So now he is seeing me live.
Well, 1,000 likes and we'll do a face reveal. How does that sound?
I like the sound of that.
Okay, guys, you heard it here. 1,000 likes and we both do a live episode face reveal. Boom.
That's the way to do it.
Sorry,
Alrighty.
we gotta keep grinding.
All right, let's talk
um,
spoilers now. Sorry, I didn't want to spoil it for my dad. I
sorry,
haven't.
Papa Sack. So, where do you want to start?
Let's start with the baby's bigger role in the film, honestly.
You mean Franklin?
Franklin, yeah. especially how he is going to set up the next Avengers movie.
Yeah. So, by the way, it was a real baby.
Yeah,
Vanessa Kirby confirmed it today, I believe, in an article where she said the baby was not CGI. They were working with multiple babies.
which is
Uh,
good. I mean, seriously, no more CG babies. Like we've had enough. Just Twilight was not an example to follow.
I mean, Twilight CGI was the peak of CGI. The wolves looked better than some of the creatures in some films.
Yeah, but I mean, over the top CGI, not the best CGI, but
I
it
know.
makes a difference having a real baby, in my opinion.
I know what you're saying. So, yeah, I mean, I do think Franklin is an interesting character because he sets up the whole multiverse saga for like the 12th time. Because originally it was supposed to be Ant-Man, then it was supposed to be Spider-Man, and now it's Franklin. I do think his character is important, but again, we don't even know what his powers are.
No, but I mean, if you follow the comic and like I do, you know it's going to be a big part in how things are going to play off in terms of just the whole merging of multiverses and into a singular one. So, especially with the result of, who kidnaps him at the end, Robert Downey Jr., back to his old ways again.
Well, he is Doom. Did you notice, talking about Doom and how he gets kidnapped, that Alan Silvestri composed the score of that sequence?
Got a hint of his
But
theme.
did you notice the title of the cue?
No, I didn't. I didn't.
So it was Doom, but with an interrogation mark.
Hmm.
Which, I mean, I don't know if we want to get into rumors and stuff, but they've said, I've heard rumors that state that he is not really Doom, but he is Doom because, I mean, we don't really know if he's going to be a multiverse Tony Stark got gone wrong. We don't really know that. But I've heard rumors that he uses his Tony Stark lookalike persona to deceive some of the Avengers. So I don't know. I wonder if this is Doom and he's asking Franklin to fix his face because I don't know. Victor Doom is supposed to be scarred, and I don't know if Robert Downey Jr. agrees to that because he's an Oscar winner and he has a pretty face, I suppose, and pretty face to be seen, not a mask.
I mean, he's got an image to uphold, so maybe that's it. And I mean, you can't do a Fantastic Four film without Doctor Doom, even if it's just a smaller than usual role.
Well, I think it's interesting, but I think that creates a lot of. I don't know. Again, it's one of the reasons I suggest maybe this film should have been earlier in the timeline. It's because Doom and Reed Richards are supposed to be rivals, but not just, like Spider Man and Green Goblin. They're supposed to be rivals in the sense that they are both as smart as they are. And they met each other in school, right?
Mhm.
But I don't really know if Pedro Pascal's Reed Richards can, if they belong in the same universe, if you know what I mean.
Well, just the age difference too. I mean, like Pedro Pascal has like 15 years younger than Robert Downey Jr., who's in his 60s at this point. So, I mean, there's a little.
True. To be fair, I have not even thought about the, the age gap. I was more thinking about how Pedro Pascal plays the character. It seems like Vanessa Kirby's Sue, is much more intelligent in the film or more
Mhm.
determined to compete. Like it seems like she controls. She's like the president of the world in the universe that they've established because she's the head of the Future Foundation. She does all the business and politics and all the deals. And sort of feels like she would know Victor Doom more than Pedro Pascal's Richards would. Like, I don't know if Doom exists in this timeline or at all, if you know what I mean.
No, absolutely, absolutely. This could be a different one. But also, I mean, just with the way they handled Galactus at the end of the movie, like they didn't really beat him. It was more the Silver Surfer. I was talking with a friend, and potentially with Galactus being more of a bigger threat than this film probably could have been, maybe we just got our glimpse into who's the real villain of Secret Wars, because he did get transported to a different universe. Who's to say it's not ours? Or the MCU's,
Well,
man.
to be fair, I thought that the ending of the film was going to be like, yes, they teletransport the Earth, because I think the structure of the film is very interesting. I think the opening is the way they use the montage to set
Mhm.
up who these Fantastic Four is really good. Then Galactus, well, no, Silver Surfer shows up, and it's, I think the argument of they stole the version from the comics from the male Silver Surfer, who cares about that, really? I think
Yeah,
it really didn't affect my impact of the film. However, I think the best sequence of the film is the space chase with the Galactic after they see Galactus for the first time.
definitely.
But
I agree with that.
after she gets trapped in a month, like for a month in the wormhole or whatever on the black hole, I think that's where the film kind of takes like an interesting pace. And when he's developing the technology, I actually thought they were going to transport the Earth to the main universe, but that doesn't happen. And yes, Galactus is not dead, and it makes me wonder if because he has cosmic powers, can he transport himself between universes?
True. Very true.
And how much are they going to tie to a forgotten MCU film, but one that established canon, The Eternals?
I don't want the Eternals to come back. I
No, I
mean,
know, but remember, if you watch The Eternals are watching everything from all the multiverses, and they are making sure that the timeline doesn't get broken. Because that was their excuse on why didn't they interfere with Thanos. I mean, who
true.
knows? Thanos could come back now, fighting next to Thor or something.
Uh, uh, they're just bringing back the old characters that worked previously because they know all the new ones suck. If that's the case,
Well, okay, who sucks out of all the new ones?
She-Hulk kind of sucks. The Eternals all suck. Moon Knight, we
The
haven't seen
Eternals
him
was a
really much.
very misguided film.
Are you saying you're a fan of that film?
No, no, no. I think they hired the wrong director. I think Chloe Zhao. I mean, Chloe Zhao had just won an Oscar for Nomadland. If you analyze Nomadland compared to like something like The Eternals, uh, Nomadland is a film about why are you here in this earth, right? And The Eternals, it's a superhero film, but it's not like I don't think she was the right person to direct a superhero film because Marvel gave her like you shoot it the way you want to shoot it, and I don't know if that was the right call.
No,
I
it
think the
really wasn't.
ideas in the Eternals are interesting, but they did the evil Superman trope for like the 10th time in like the genre overall. And I think Chloe Zhao just couldn't handle the pressure of making a studio picture and having her own DNA in the film, if you know what I mean.
No, definitely. It's funny you mentioned that because that movie did also mention Superman and Batman, but to me, it's just more or less a film that is, what's the best way I can describe it? Is Disney's Pocahontas, like Marvel's Pocahontas, as it were. Just a film that's really trying to teach us and, have this message that, it's going to change the world and win all the prestigious awards when it's not. Like something like Black Panther was more phenomenal and exceptional than that. So
But remember, that movie saved lives,
it did
according
save
to the
lives.
red carpet interviews.
Uh huh.
Uh,
Sure. That's
and that variety reporter that always asks the interesting questions, if you know what I mean.
I do. I do.
Um, no, I mean, I'm just saying, technically, Galactus is a celestial,
Yeah, that's true.
and technically, the Eternal Celestials would know about him. It's confusing. Again, one of the premises that the MCU did not follow through.
No.
Um, but I mean, going back to Franklin, what are your thoughts on him?
I mean, I'm excited to see more of him and just kind of play out more what the Ultimate Fantastic Four comics did with Ultimate Reed Richards, who would become like the ultimate bad guy and merge everything. Maybe that's what they're doing with Franklin in general.
Who do you think would flip more, Vanessa Kirby or Pedro Pascal's Reed Richards?
Pedro
Like,
Pascal,
you
easily.
think so?
Yeah, because he doesn't want to be proven wrong. Like Vanessa Kirby's Sue Storm, sure, she's a mom, but she still has more moral high compass, like she showed in the movie compared to Reed Richards. So that's my opinion.
Well, there's also that sequence in the film. Maybe once you rewatch it tonight, you'll see it. But he has that conversation with his son, and he says something is wrong with me, implying
Yeah.
that maybe he's evil. Or I'm not sure if he's evil, but I do think he has an issue with something. I don't know. It makes me wonder because I rewatched the 5 hour live streaming cast announcement. You
Oh,
know,
you watched the whole 5 hours?
no,
Jeez.
no, I put it fast, but his name is second on the billboard next to Robert Downey Jr. At least of the people that have been announced. So in theory, he is going to have a huge role for Avengers. My question to you is, how do you think the timeline matches in terms of, so the film ends 4 years later with Doom, right, showing up to what we think it's kidnap or recruit
Oh, he
Franklin,
kidnapped him. Full stop. He kidnapped him.
and then we see the Fantastic Four going to the Thunderbolts in the post credit. My question to you is, where do you think the timeline matches?
Where do I think the timeline matches? Probably, maybe with. I want to say Thunderbolts, but I don't know. That's a good question to ask, and maybe Spider-Man. Maybe Spider-Man will be the reveal of where everything's taking place now, because all these movies are all over the place with their timelines.
Well, I think the timelines are interesting in the sense that, well, I think Thunderbolts is clearly after, it's clearly after Fantastic Four,
Mm,
but how far after that conversation with Doom happens?
true.
Because I
I
think
don't.
those are intertwined, but I don't know which one goes first or after.
Me neither. But they'll clear it up eventually. So we'll just have to wait and see.
I mean, I guess the other big release is Spider Man, right?
Before Doomsday, yes, unless it gets delayed, but I don't think it will,
They
honestly.
started shooting, I think, yesterday, right?
Yeah, yeah, they did.
Do you think they're gonna give him the black suit?
Oh yeah, if they're adapting that version of Secret Wars too, definitely.
I mean, who's to say they cannot take chunks of both Secret Wars?
Exactly. That's my logic with it all.
Because I mean, I hear a lot of chatter about the 2015 run, but the 2015 run, as far as I read into it, because it's a long one, does not have Spider Man in black.
No, no, it didn't.
So, again, when are you going to give that to Tom Holland Spider Man?
Hopefully soon.
I mean, it would make sense because he's like in a vulnerable position, being that he's alone and everybody forgot about him. I wonder if the black suit is like a way for him to cope, if you know what I mean. What was your favorite sequence of the film?
Trying to think which was my favorites. Honestly, that opening montage with the team doing the heroics. I know it's
Oh,
weird and
okay.
it's opening, but it just feels the most Fantastic Four we got up until the end of the movie because I don't know, it's just really cool to see them use their powers and be the celebrities and actually save people because in the other movies they really didn't do that all that often.
No, they did not. They were partying. I actually rewatched some of the scenes, and that stretchy sequence where he's dancing. I think it's from the sequel, right? It's
Yeah.
so goofy, so early 2000s, but it's also somehow his powers look less goofy than Pedro's in this film. Although watching it again, there's a shot at the very beginning where they do like a POV of him stretching his legs, and I thought that was really cool. I wish they had done more of it.
Yeah.
So for me, it was the Galactic chase. That was such a good chase. Like somehow they made it different than Star Wars because I thought they were going to do the hyper jump space thing as Star Wars with stars kind of fading, but they did it differently, and I really like how it was Star Wars ish, like how the Human Torch kind of goes and he's shooting in like a cockpit similar to Luke, and they're all screaming, and that sequence was very captivating by the fact that she's giving birth to Franklin, fun.
Good
So
times.
I think to finish the conversation, unless you have something to ask, let's do a tier list of who is the best Fantastic Four in the film.
Well, this one by a long mile, it's an A or S tier because, like the other
No,
ones,
no, no. I meant who is the best Fantastic Four character in the film.
oh, well, S tier would go to the Invisible Woman easily,
Okay, Sue Storm.
and then A tier, I'd put in the Mister Fantastic,
Okay,
and
fair
then tied
enough.
for B, it would be Human Torch and Thing because they're not focused that much. But I'd put it over the Thing, the Human Torch, because at least he contributes a little more to the plot.
See, I think for me it's Sue. I agree with you.
Hmm.
But tied in A tier, it's the Human Torch, then Pedro Pascal.
Okay.
I really like Joseph Quinn's performance. I mean, I think he's still sailing high from Stranger Things, and good for him. I mean, he did A Quiet Place. He's going to be in the Beatles movie. I mean,
Yeah,
good for the guy. And I really like his energy. And thankfully, they didn't change his character much. Although I wish they give us the extended cut where we actually see why he's obsessed with space.
I agree.
Then on B tier, I would put the thing because they didn't allow him to develop. And again, I think a lot of that is cut because they clearly had uh, a storyline with him being Jewish, him going to the girl, and I think the early 2000s movie did a better uh, job making sure how he felt.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. I agree.
And also, it was weird that he cooked. Really didn't get it. Maybe it's because the actor is on the bear, but I don't know. But yeah, we have Pedro Pascal becoming a dad once again.
For
He's
the
surrounded by babies or kids. I mean, he's Mandalorian. He has Baby Yoda. I guess
he's
Last of Us
cool.
not anymore, but he had Ellie, and now he has Franklin. So he's, as he said, the daddy of the internet.
Well,
Eh,
with that lame pun, do you want to sign us off tonight?
you
Since we're
can do
doing
it.
this.
You can do it. It's kind of your thing.
True.
Until maybe a certain movie comes out next month. If you
Which
know what
one?
I'm. It's a surprise, but it's one where things don't seem
Oh,
the way they are.
I agree
It's a
with two actresses. Okay, I know what you're talking
yes.
about.
It's a. I guess it's a legacy sequel. Although it's not really a legacy sequel. It's an actual sequel.
Definitely.
With
Yeah.
I give you another hint, an Oscar award winner
Oh,
actress.
I know. It's Freakier Friday. It's Freakier Friday.
Yes,
Um,
maybe that day things can be out of the ordinary here at Below the Line.
awesome. Well, I will sign us off. He's Andres Ramirez at Jaro2096. And I am the Zach Houston. You can follow us on Instagram along with Below the Line _2025. Take a look at us on YouTube, Spotify, and Instagram for more of these fun episodes. We hope to keep you engaged and talk to you soon.
Bye bye, Zach. It was nice to see your
Bye.
face today recording. It was fun. I
You know,
like the
people won't
TV,
ever
by the
see
way.
it.
Bye
Talk to you
bye.
soon.
Have a good one.
Bye.